The social innovation is the initiative. The social innovations are the initiative, very small initiative by each one of us to help the society in solving its problem. If we take up a small initiative, very small initiative at our level to end one bad practice, if we take a very small initiative at our level to help the society, it will really create wonders. And we should all take such initiatives. Just say, if you go to a marriage function, you find people eat something, throw away. If you paste a slip there, please take as much as you can eat. What will happen? People will become more conscious. They will stop taking excessive food. They will stop wasting food. Stop, they will stop unnecessary wastage of food. It will help. One initiative like this will help. And if such initiatives are taken repeatedly, it will become a social innovation. It will become, I have been told that there is a village in Rajasthan where people have together decided they will not offer more than 8 or 9 items in marriage function. खाने की जो वैरायटी होती है वो ज्यादा नहीं होती, only 9, 8 or 9, something like that. What is the power of this initiative? The power of this initiative is that because of this initiative, the food wastage has stopped. What is happening? If you go to a marriage function, what do you find? There are some 50 varieties or 100 varieties. Most of these varieties are not consumed by people. And what happens? This huge variety ultimately results in huge wastage. Food wastage takes place. And this food wastage can be avoided, isn't it? If we can avoid this food wastage, why shouldn't we avoid it? If there are 100 varieties of food, there is guarantee that out of those 100 varieties, some 40, 50 variety of food will not even be taken up by people. Some of them will be, because obviously their life is not much. Within 24 hours, their life will start ending, and ultimately they have to be thrown in the garbage bin. It's a massive wastage of food. These kind of things can be avoided easily if people determine that we are not going to use more than 9 items in marriage function, and everybody is asked to do it. This will become a powerful social movement. Initiative has to come from one person. Everybody cannot take initiative. Somebody, if you feel yes, it is important, be energetic, raise your voice, start one initiative. It is possible that in the beginning only 2 persons can help you, only 3 persons join with you, only 5 persons join with you. No problem. You keep trying slowly and slowly. You are able to raise a big movement, and if large number of people join you, this will become a social movement, social innovation, and ultimately this kind of initiatives are required to solve the problems of today's time. Most of the problems of our times are solved by people. People take up initiative, every problem can be solved. That expecting that the government will come to solve our problem, it is not fair. Government cannot come and solve our problem every day. Do you think most of the time during marriage functions and other functions, we are never on time? We are never punctual. Do you think it is the problem? Have you ever tried to think how can this problem be solved? I will share with you one story. Again, how this problem has been beautifully solved. I tell you about the story of my own mohalla in Bikaner. The mohalla has a community which is called Mohalla Panchayat. This Mohalla Panchayat had decided long back, maybe about 80 years or 100 years back, that we will always follow every function exact on time. And this they called as Banda. Marwadi in Rajasthani language, in Marwadi language, Banda means a binding, commitment. So they took a Banda, they made a Banda that every function, every occasion, will be celebrated with highest punctuality. So even if some function is at 6 p.m., it has to be at 6 p.m. So when my marriage was taking place, the Bharat had to start at 6 p.m. as per notification. Very few people were there because people thought if it is 6 p.m., it means the function will start somewhere around 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. So people started coming late. But because my time was mentioned at 6 p.m., my mohalla people came forward. They said 6 is our bandha time. We cannot delay. 6 means 6. And our functions started at 6 p.m. I had to depart from my home at 6 p.m. And when other people came, they said, we got late, sorry. He said, no, no, you need not be sorry. It is our system, we don't delay. So for many people, it was first such incident. And they realized it's a great system. This is why I'm sharing this. If you can take forward your step, others will do it. Probably once or twice they will do it. For example, if people know that you are always punctual in your appointment, what will happen? If they will come once and they realize that you are not going to delay, you are there dot on time. Next time, whenever they are going to meet with you, they will always be punctual because they know that you are not going to delay in any case. You are not somebody who is going to delay, isn't it? What will happen? This kind of practice will force others also to be on time. Initiatives like this by one person or two-person can create mass movement. As teachers, we have to try to share these kinds of stories with people and enable our students to be very positive and very proactive for the future. The future can be shaped, can be changed. Future need not be replication of the present. If you find something is not good in this world, right, change it. It is in our hand. It is we who have created this world, and it is we who can change it. And it is in our hand. Believe in it. We can do it. We all can do it. We all can introduce the changes in the world that we want, and we can bring them. You find there is so much of pollution. You find there is so much of dirt. You find there is so much of you know I mean pollution all around. Take up a small initiative. One small initiative by you will help the society. Probably one or two persons will like it in the beginning, but soon it will become mass movement. And if it will become mass movement, it will give you a sense of purpose, a sense of happiness. My question to you is, how many of you have experienced a true sense of happiness? If you believe that yes, you have truly experienced a true sense of happiness, my question is again, next question. When did you experience true happiness? When did you find yourself very, very happy? When did you find yourself filled with a sense of happiness, sense of purpose, sense of joy, sense of ecstasy, sense of, I mean, uh, existence? If you recall those moments, what do you find? You find that whenever you got a chance to contribute something positively to the society, you immediately felt very happy. You immediately felt very joy, very high level of joy. And you realized a sense of purpose within yourself. That is a true moment of joy and happiness. For that, I'm asking you, why don't you take up more and more such occasions? And these are not difficult things. We can all do it. I'll request one small thing, which each one of you can do it. I request you to start plantation. Start planting a tree, some big tree which will help the society, because we all know that environment is a major problem. So start with your journey with a small initiative, planting a tree. You can all do it. You can take up a gamla, start a tree. When the tree grows a little bit, can plant it at some safe location, give it water for a few days. Soon it will become self-sustaining. And thereafter, even if you don't give it support, it will grow. It will grow. And I believe in life. I believe in life in trees. If you believe that, yes, a tree also has a life like you have, you will you will start feeling that the tree is also a soul. You will feel joy when you reach the tree which you have yourself planted. And you will also feel that the tree is also experiencing happiness when you reach near tree, because you have always planted, you have always nurtured that tree, you have always given water to that tree. So whenever you will reach that tree, whenever you will be near the tree, you will find that the tree is also experiencing happiness. The tree cannot speak, the tree cannot move because it is not able to do that. But you will find, if you, I mean, what we call as feeling, at the level of feelings, you will be able to experience it. Try it out. And here, I would like to again share with you two stories, by the way. Those two stories are very inspiring, and therefore I always love to share those stories. This is one story of one lady, an old lady. She planted more than 80,000 banyan trees. Amazing. She got Padma Award recently, but the the work involved, I mean, planting 80,000 banyan trees is itself a great achievement. Another story is that of another person from Assam who planted one complete forest. That person was given a job in forest department where he had to work for planting trees. That was a temporary job. When that job got over, he started liking that work so much that he started planting trees. He devoted his entire life in planting trees. Over a period of time, he converted one land into a forest. So this is an amazing story, and this is inspiring also. If you have to narrate some story in a class, then narrate this story. If you narrate this story, it can motivate and inspire one or two persons in your class. If we can have, students become the kind of stories that we share. Students take these stories into their conscious mind and slowly into their unconscious mind and make their own goals for life. Whatever goals they shape for their life, they are able to achieve those goals. And these goals depend on the various stories that are thrown to the students. Most of the stories today are shared by films. अब दादा दादी की कहानियां बची नहीं है. अब नाना नानी के पास, अब नाना नानी की कहानियां लुप्त हो गई हैं, right? Parents also do not share stories, right? So this is a new world. In earlier times, if I talk to you about my times, we used to listen a lot of stories from the old people. Lot of stories. The day used to start with the stories, and the day used to end with the stories. In the evening, we used to sit in open sky, and we used to sleep in open sky, before open sky, and we used to be listening stories from the elderly people before we used to go to bed. So these stories were inspiring, and those stories were from our ancestors. Some story of Shravan Kumar was told, some story of Ram or Hanuman was told by somebody else, and those stories were narrated by people while they were gossiping. That era has gone. Today's new world is left without stories. But now that vacuum is being filled by the media, the films, and what kind of stories the films are sharing. I'm not happy about those stories. If you are happy, you can talk about them. they are not able to, create a true positive environment. They come with some agenda, whatever it may be. Now let's not berate films anymore, because if we try to deny somebody, or if we try to berate somebody, we become like that. So rather than talking about films or others, let's talk about the positives. And among the positives, I would like to request you, do share the story of Shravan Kumar. That is a great story. And uh, in earlier times, in every school, in every home, we used to have photograph of Shravan Kumar also, like. Today, that is missing. If you can put that photograph again back in schools, there will be, some students who will come and ask you, who is this Shravan Kumar? Can you narrate the story of this Shravan Kumar? And when you will narrate that story of Shravan Kumar, I tell you, you'll be doing a really great contribution. You'll be making a great contribution, because through your story, you are able to connect the people with our history, right? Is this our heritage is great heritage, and if we can connect our students back, it will help us tremendously, right? Our uh, uh, World Health Organization has listed down 10 core life skills. These life skills are self-awareness, empathy, critical thinking, creative thinking, decision making, problem solving, effective communication, interpersonal relations, coping with stress, coping with emotions. Wonderful. But I tell you, real happiness, real joy comes when you give to the society. And that joy is a wonderful joy. It's such a wonderful joy. You cannot, compare that to anything else. And every one of us can do it. I will give you one example. You start planting a tree. One tree, each one of you can start planting. And most beautiful things are that a banyan tree is very easy to plant. You can break a branch of a banyan tree and plant it at your home in a small pot, gamla, and when it grows, it will become self-sustaining banyan tree itself, and therefore banyan tree is very easy to start. And a banyan tree is very good tree because it has a huge life. Can you guess what is the life of banyan tree? Everything has life. Uh, an ordinary tree may have a life of 100 years or 200 years or 300 years. But I tell you, a banyan tree has huge infinite life, maybe 8,000 years, 9,000 years. It has infinite life. It will not end. So planting a banyan tree is something that will be giving you a great joy. It will give you a great purpose of life. Whenever you will go to that plant, that banyan tree, which you have yourself planted, which you have yourself grown, you will feel happiness. This is a very small initiative that you can do. Another great initiative I will request all of you is that our uh, somebody is writing, you are teaching about environmental consciousness and parents care. How are these related to above skills, right? The true happiness, true purpose of our life is accomplished through connecting, through giving, connecting with our society, through giving back to the society. And you connect back with the society, you feel happiness. And when you feel happiness, you feel ecstasy, joy. And when you feel joy, well, you are automatically thrilled to do something positive. So that positivity will help you tremendously in creating a better world around. Now, coming back to our discussion, another thing that you can do, each one of you can do, and that will be a miracle in itself, is taking up Gocher lens for development. See, in our villages, in our cities, our ancestors have left a lot of gochar land. That gochar land is uh, a plenty of land near cities with the basic purpose that people should like us should go to that land, do something through which the cows can benefit. The name of the land is gochar, means this land is reserved for cows. This land is reserved for cows. Every city has it. Every city, every village in India has gochar land. Now, the modern education system doesn't connect the schools, the colleges, the universities with gochar land. And therefore, I'm making a request to all of you. Take your time, go to some gochar land, plant some trees there, give some food to some cows there, and soon cows will start coming there in that gochar land. And when cows will start to coming to that gochar land will also start becoming a good place, happening place. Soon grasses will grow and plants will grow, and this will create a small forest kind of thing. So if you can create a small movement in your village or in your city for a gochar land, it will be something great, a place of, and it will give a very good use of your evening time, your spare time. This will be something very good. So this kind of things will happen, help you. You will feel joy. Another thing is, I will always request you is sharing the stories of those people who are doing something really great. Here I would like to share one story. That is the story of Mr. Mehta, D.R. Mehta Sahab. D.R. Mehta is retired from IAS. Earlier, he was the director of SEBI, Security Exchange Board of India. SEBI. Now, while he was working, it's something like 1976. I'm talking about the story of 1976. He suffered an accident. It was a huge accident. The doctors told him that you cannot now walk. You cannot walk throughout your life. Your legs cannot be treated. An ordinary person might feel very disappointed, rejected. Mr. D.R. Mehta took a very positive lesson out of it. He decided to help all those people who do not have legs. And immediately he started donating his money for the cause of those people who do not have legs. Through his initiative, hospital was started, which started planting legs to those people who do not have legs. So it was done free of cost. It is done even now. It was started somewhere in 1976. It is done even now free of cost. This is called Jaipur Food. It is also located in a very central location of Jaipur, Malviya Nagar, Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti. They still implant leg. Anybody from any place, not just Jaipur, any city, you can come get a free leg. If anybody is not having leg by due to accident or anything, you can come get the plant, get your legs. And it is done. And not only legs, but the complete expenses of that person, their family is shared by their society. What a great initiative. A very positive approach to a very negative situation. What I'm going to next share with you is that taking such a great initiative, Mr. D.R. Mehta changed the lives of so many people. Till now, 76 lakh people have got their legs planted in Jaipur food. Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti, Malvi Nagar, Jaipur. Amazing contribution. And one more thing that I have to tell you also is that Mr. D.R. Mehta's legs also got well. Even now he is able to walk. He is now 80 plus, close to 90, but he is able to walk comfortably. Doctors once told you will not be able to walk. Today also he is able to walk, he is able to stand. Why? Probably he tried to give back to society as much as he could, and society gives back. The beautiful thing about the society is that when you give to the society, you get it back. You get back multiple times. So you try to give to society, you will get back automatically in multiple times. So give full, whatever you can do, you try to give to the society, and society will get back to you. And it will reflect on your happiness. It will reflect in your joy. It will reflect in your ecstasy, happiness, right? And you will really, ultimately see. Suppose you are talking any subject. What do you start with it? You start, what is the purpose? What is the end result? You explain them first, and before you start teaching anything or communicating with anybody. Today, it has now become essential that before you start talking or before you start teaching any subject, the end outcome must be written down well in advance, which is called the outcome, learning outcome. I would say, if learning outcome is so important, first of all, we should set our own outcome, our own purpose of existence, our own purpose of destination. We are here in this world. We are not forever. Our life is not infinite. Our life is for some period, for a very short period, maybe 100 years. So the world is infinite, there is no doubt, but we are not infinite. We have a very limited life within it. And we should also have some purpose. We should also lead our life with a purpose. And we should also experience our end result. Who is going to set that end result? Who is going to set that end objective? The organization is not going to set that end result. The organization has its own objective, which the organization has to achieve. If you are teaching in a university, the university has its end objectives of converting ordinary students into highly skilled people. That is its end objective. And they are working for that end objective, and they are trying to achieve their end objective. And you are one of the means to achieve and accomplish that objective. That's fair enough. Fine. But that is the end objective of the organization where you are working. But what is the end objective that you aspire for yourself? As a human being, as an organization in yourself, as an individual in yourself, as a living entity, as a conscious entity, you should also have certain objectives for yourself, certain end results for yourself, certain end outcomes for yourself. If you believe that you are very careful, very conscious, very capable person, you can set the end objectives for the organization where you work. You can also set the end objective for your own existence, which you can accomplish within this lifespan. So try to set some achievable objectives, some achievable milestones, some achievable goals for your own self, which can give you a purpose of existence, which can give you a sense of true joy, happiness, which can help you in taking truly right decisions, really visionary decisions, which you will call it, right? If you, at every stage in your life, you will get some competing rewards. If you will capture one path, probably another path will go away. If you will take up route A, probably route B will go away forever. And therefore, the type of decisions that you take is very important. And that decision will depend on your own ultimate goal, your own ultimate sense of purpose, your own sense of vision. What do you want to accomplish in this life? What do you want to do in this life? It will depend upon that. And if you do not achieve the goals set by your organization has various systems to monitor the progress. Your organization has various systems to review that. Your organization has various systems to ensure that these deviations are closed. Similarly, you should also create some system to review your own progress towards your goals and periodically. And there is cannot be any goal which you cannot accomplish. If you have set some goals, you can accomplish that, right? We have here in India one chaiwala becoming prime minister. An ordinary chaiwala boy has now become the prime minister of the country, and it shows the capability of individuals' willpower, individuals' planned actions, individuals' decision making, whereby an ordinary person can become extraordinary. He became extraordinary because he set a goal to become an extraordinary person. He set some goals for himself to contribute to the society, to the contribute to the nation. And those goals guided his decision making. Those goals enabled him to take the right decisions. Whenever there were choices coming in the world, he took certain decisions, and those decisions helped him, isn't it? Right? So these kind of decisions help us, and the decisions are themselves dependent on how we take up our ultimate purpose, our ultimate goals. What kind of goals we set for ourselves, what kind of mission we set for ourselves, right? We can create, we cannot recreate our past, but we all can create our future. There is no doubt about it. If we cannot create our past, why do we regret about that? Why do we bother about that? Why do we talk out? We spend most of our time talking about the past. Why? Why should we do it? Can you rectify the past? No. Can you change the past? No. Can you change your past? No. Then why do you spend so much of time talking about past? There's no need to, time in history, so much time about what we do not have, what we could not do, what we could not create. We have the complete future in our hand. And we are not talking about that. We are not planning for that. We are not thinking about that. Let's talk about the future. Let's create our future. And we all can do it. I'll give you one example of my interaction with Jagdish Bhai Patel. It's very inspiring. Listen it very carefully. I met Jagdish Bhai Patel in 1993, 94. 93, 94, that was a time we didn't have the modern user-friendly Windows. Windows did not come by that time. The computers were DOS-based computers. You had to remember every command and you had to enter that command. That was the kind of system. Working on computers was very difficult, even for persons like me. So when I met with Jagdish Bhai Patel and he was telling me that I want to learn computers, I was getting surprised. For your kind information, Jagdish Bhai Patel was blind. उनको नजर नहीं आता था. And his half body was paralyzed. उनके आधे शरीर को लकवा हुआ था. तो उनका एक हाथ काम करता था, एक पांव काम करता था, और वो बोलते थे तो भी हकला के बोलते थे क्योंकि आधे शरीर में लकवा था. And when I was talking to him, he was never talking about past. He was talking about future. He was always talking about what he wanted to do in future. तो मैं उनसे पूछ रहा था कि क्या लाइफ के बारे में आप क्या सोच रहे हैं. I was thinking that he will regret कि वो ब्लाइंड हैं इसलिए कुछ नहीं कर पाए लाइफ में या कुछ नहीं कर पाए. नो, he had learned everything which we can do. he had done he had done everything that we can do with one hand, one leg. और वो कह रहे थे मुझसे कि मैं कंप्यूटर सीखना चाहता हूँ, सुना है कंप्यूटर बहुत आ गया है, इट इज वेरी यूजफुल. I want to learn computers and I want to see that every blind people should learn computers. I was surprised it. I thought I should tell him that computers are very difficult. मेरी इच्छा हुई कि मैं उनको बोलूं कि उनको समझाऊं कि सर कंप्यूटर्स बहुत मुश्किल है, हम लोगों को भी दिक्कत आती है इस पर. लेकिन मैं कुछ बोला नहीं, मैं बस उनको सुनता रहा. He was having a very clear vision. He wanted to learn computers and he wanted that every blind people should learn computers. He was determined for that. And he said, yes, he will try and learn it. And he did it. कुछ वर्षों बाद जब मैं उनके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वापस गया, कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में एक शानदार कंप्यूटर लैब थी जहां पर अंधे लोग बाकायदा कंप्यूटर्स पे बैठ के सीखते थे, काम करते थे, एनिमेशन फिल्में बनाते थे. When I went to that organization again after a few years, my friend Mr. Bharat Panani, who is working there in that organization as a general manager, he asked one lady to show me that computer lab. So she took me along and she showed me the entire organization and the computer lab, and showed that these are the people who are making animation films, though they themselves cannot see. And then I returned back to Mr. Bharat Punani, and Bharat Punani asked me, did you notice any special thing in that lady? I said nothing. That lady was like any ordinary lady. But then Bharat Punani told me, no, she is herself a blind. I said, I'm surprised. I never realized it. The kind of capabilities Mr. Jagdish Bhai Patel used to create in himself or in other blind people was amazing. He was able to build so much of confidence, so much of trust in ordinary people that ordinary blind people used to become extraordinary people. That was amazing. And therefore, I'll say Jagdish Bhai Patel was a great, outstanding motivator, trainer. He could convert ordinary blind people into extraordinary human beings. Amazing confidence. A teacher has to do only this thing. Teacher has to transmit confidence, positivity, a positive approach towards the world, a positive story. That's all the teacher has to do. Students will study on their own, will explore their own pathway if you have given them the required vision. Thereafter, nothing else is required. Students will find the right way. They will work hard to create their own path. They will create wonders in this world. They will change this world completely. Believe in it. If you want to create a better world, there are two ways you can do. One is you yourself try like that person who himself devoted his entire life to cut a mountain and prepare a path. इनके ऊपर एक पिक्चर भी आई थी अभी कि एक व्यक्ति ने अपना पूरा जीवन लगा दिया एक पहाड़ को काटने में और उसका रास्ता बना के पूरी जिंदगी इसी के ऊपर खर्च कर और पूरी जिंदगी में एक पूरा पहाड़ खुद अकेले दम पर खोद करके बिना किसी सरकारी सहयोग के बिना किसी सपोर्ट के एक पूरा रास्ता बना दिया. पूरी पिक्चर है उनके ऊपर. एक तरीका तो ये है. और दूसरा आसान तरीका है, आप अध्यापक हैं और इफ यू आर अ ट्रेनर और टीचर, create one student with positive dream, with positive vision, and then you have done your work. चाणक्य ने यही किया. दूसरा काम, चाणक्य ने एक ऐसा विद्यार्थी तैयार किया जो उनके विजन को अकम्प्लिश कर सके, चंद्रगुप्त. और उसके बाद चाणक्य को कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी, बीच से मार्गदर्शन देने की जरूरत पड़ी थी. बस और चंद्रगुप्त ने पूरे भारत के ऊपर अपना साम्राज्य स्थापित किया, एक ऐसा अद्भुत साम्राज्य जो चाणक्य का ड्रीम था. So you get an opportunity to be a Chanakya yourself, or you spend your entire life working hard, trying to do something which you may not be able to do, or you may not be able to do. We do not know. Life is very short. 100 years go by very fast. ये 100 साल है, ये फटाफट बीत जाते हैं, पता ही नहीं लगता. So life is very short. To accomplish a big goal, the life is very short. But to create students like Chandragupta, this life is enough. अगर आप, if you get a chance and if you can share positive stories, you will be able to create a few Chandraguptas. What is the difference between Chandragupta and others? A Chandragupta is very clear because the teacher narrated the right kind of stories. The teacher narrated the right goals of life. The teacher gave the right set of guidelines. The teacher enabled that person to have a very focused goal, no diversion. Today, there are many people teaching your student. You are not alone to teach. A lot of media, a lot of social media, a lot of films, a lot of others who are influencing your student. So your task is challenging. Your task is difficult. You alone are not teachers. There are so many others who are competing with you. And you have to compete with them and grab some attention. Your student should like you. That will be possible only if you are able to connect well with the student, listen to the student, understand your students better, and then share with your students the right set of stories, right set of perspective, right set of goals. The world will be a very beautiful world if you take it as a goal. And when the world is able to create, witness the changes that you have a vision, you will be able to witness the kind of changes around the world. Why don't you dream? This is just my request. Why didn't you dream to create some social innovators? Every one of us dream to create some IAS officer, some police officers. When I ask good teachers, what is your goal? Then he says, I go and tell my students how to become IAS. I'm not against that person, but I'm also requesting you. If you have tried to make your students an IAS officer or a forest officer or a police officer or an officer in multinational company, try to do some different. Try to make your student social entrepreneurs of tomorrow. I wish some of your students should become great social innovators like Ila bin Bhatt, like Muhammad Yunus. Some of your students should take up social issues, convert them into profitable business ventures. For example, you might have seen Swachh Bharat mission. Much before Swachh Bharat mission started, an individual had started an organization, which you can see at every railway station and at every bus stand. When you go to railway station, which is the most cleanly place you find? Today, every railway station is clean, but earlier it was not. Earlier, every railway station was the dirtiest place you could find. But in every railway station, there would be one Sulabh Shauchalaya. That Sulabh Shauchalaya used to be the cleanliest place in every railway station or every bus stand. Earlier, I'm talking about some 10-15 years back. That Sulabh Saushalaya was started by an individual. He realized that in Indian railway stations or in Indian bus stands, we did not have good toilets. So he started toilets in every railway station and every bus stand called Sulabh Saushalaya. And they were very, very good, well maintained, neat and clean places. And what was the charge? Just 5 rupees. That was the charge they used to charge. And they were able to maintain it. It was not a government organization. Sulabh Saushalaya was not government. It was managed by one person. And he created a very good, really wonderful organization in our country. Any award would be less for such kind of person. What a great work that he had done. Such person's story should be, narrated to every student. And such person should become the role model for every student. If you can change the role models of your student, you can completely change your future. Today's students do not have the right set of role models in their mind. If you tell them the biography, the story of great persons like Ila bin Bhatt, like Muhammad Yunus, your students will have a different role model. They will carry a different set of role models, and this world will be completely different. Your students will completely change the world just because their role models completely change. Therefore, I am requesting everybody, if you are listening me, I have narrated so many stories before you. These are only 1% stories of the great people around. You dig out, there's plenty of treasures all around. You dig out a lot of stories. Take these stories with you in your head. Share these stories with your students. And ensure your students carry these stories in their mind. And automatically, their role models will change, their goals will change, their vision will change, their aspirations will change. If you can change their goals, you can change their world. You can change your future. You can change your world. It's so easy. If you can change the stories around, you can completely change the future. The stories that you find in newspapers today, what kind of stories do you find? And if you are thinking about them, what will you become? What will you become? A small example I'm telling you. Don't think about a red car. लाल कार के बारे में मत सोचें. अब मैं आपसे पूछता हूं, कितने लोगों के दिमाग में अभी भी रेड कार है, लाल कार अभी भी दिमाग में आ रही है? ये वर्ड आने नहीं चाहिए तुम्हारे माइंड. आपका आंसर होगा सब, हमारे सबके दिमाग में रेड कार है. क्योंकि जितना हम सोचते हैं कि इसके बारे में नहीं सोचना, उतना ही दिमाग में आ जाती है. दिस इज द लाइफ. आज के अखबार हमको क्या परोस रहे हैं? वो यही काम कर रहे हैं. वो आपको कहते हैं देखिए आतंकवादियों के बारे में मत सोचिए, रेप के बारे में मत सोचिए, क्राइम के बारे में मत सोचिए, ये मत सोचिए, और यही हम अखबार में परोस रहे हैं रोज. तो आप जब बात ही उनके कर रहे हो तो दिमाग में क्या आ रहा है? कंटिन्यूस हम ये मान के चल रहे हैं कि दुनिया के अंदर राम है ही नहीं. वी हैव प्लेंटी ऑफ ग्रेट पीपल अराउंड. उनकी बात तो करिए, उनकी स्टोरीज तो कोई शेयर करे. क्या कोई अखबार या कोई मीडिया ऐसा है जो जगदीश भाई पटेल की कहानी शेयर कर रहा हो, डी.आर. मेहता साहब की कहानी शेयर कर रहा हो, जयपुर फूड की कहानी शेयर कर रहा हो? नहीं कर रहा ना. मैं अकेला कर रहा हूं. तो मैं चाहता हूं मैं अकेला ही ये काम क्यों करूं? आप भी मेरे साथ इस काम में लग जाए. आप सबको मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है, प्लीज. बहुत सारी कहानियां ऐसी, हजारों कहानियां ऐसी शेयर करिए. एंड दीज आर ग्रेट स्टोरीज. आपको भी मजा आएगा. यू विल आल्सो फील एक्सटेसी, जॉय. ये कहानियां वो हैं जिनमें आप भी अपने आप को डुबो सकते हैं। इन कहानियों में जितना आप अपने आप को इमर्स करेंगे, यू विल योरसेल्फ फील पर्पस ऑफ योर ओन एग्जिस्टेंस, पर्पस ऑफ योर लाइफ। You will yourself feel happiness. You will get yourself inspired, isn't it? That is what I am requesting every one of you. And then, when you lead a life with a purpose, you automatically get rewarded. मनु भाई शाह की कहानी मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ। बड़ी अच्छी कहानी है, इंस्पायरिंग स्टोरी है। मनु भाई शाह ने अपना पूरा यौवन अपने लिए जिया। बहुत शानदार पैसे कमाए, खूब खर्च किए, खूब आराम से रहे। He was जनरल मैनेजर ऑफ a very prestigious organization, बहुत ही prestigious organization के जनरल मैनेजर थे। लेकिन फिर भी उनको लगता था कि आई एम मिसिंग समथिंग इन लाइफ। जीवन में जो खुशी मिलनी चाहिए, जॉय मिलना चाहिए, वो मिसिंग है। एक बार हमेशा कार से जाया करते थे, जहां भी जाते थे, अपने ऑफिस के काम से एक बार जा रहे थे, तो एक बार किसी कारण से उनको बस में बैठना पड़ गया, रोडवेज बस। और जब वो रोडवेज बस से गुजर रहे थे, तो उनके पास की सीट के ऊपर एक बुजुर्ग व्यक्ति बैठा था। तो रास्ते में बातें करते रहे उसके साथ में। तो उस बुजुर्ग व्यक्ति ने कहा, साहब आप तो बहुत पढ़े लिखे हैं, हमारे लिए एक छोटा सा काम करते हैं। तो मनु भाई शाह ने पूछा, क्या काम है? तो बोलिया, साहब ये रोडवेज ने तो किराया बहुत बढ़ा दिया है, पहले से किराया बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ा दिया, तो आप थोड़ा एक एप्लीकेशन इनको लिख दें तो ये किराया कम कर देंगे, तो हम जैसे लोगों को, गरीब लोगों को बहुत मदद मिल जाएगी। तो मनु भाई शाह ने कहा, ठीक है। तो उसने कहा, कर देंगे क्या, पक्का? बोले, हाँ। तो क्या वादा करिए। तो क्या वादा की क्या बात है, कर देंगे, इसमें क्या है। तो मनु भाई शाह अपने ऑफिस आए, फिर रोडवेज के मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर को रिक्वेस्ट लिखा, फोन किया, रिक्वेस्ट लिखा। तो बोले, नहीं, आप भी कैसी बात करते हो, ऐसा संभव है क्या? मनु भाई शाह बोले, आपने किराया बहुत बढ़ा दिया। बोले, हमने बढ़ाया, हमको हमारी कॉस्ट बढ़ गई, इसलिए हमने किराया बढ़ा दिया, इसमें आप कौन होते हैं बीच में? मनु भाई शाह ने भी कहा, अब तो मुश्किल हो गई, एक वादा किया वो भी पूरा नहीं किया। उन्होंने अल्टीमेटली रोडवेज के ऊपर केस कर दिया, और केस में डिस्कशन हुआ, कोर्ट डिस्कशन हुआ। मनु भाई शाह ने बाकायदा डेटा प्रेजेंट किया, कॉस्ट स्ट्रक्चर निकाल के दिया, कोर्ट ने माना, और रोडवेज को अपना किराया कम करना पड़ा। जब रोडवेज ने किराया कम किया, तो मनु भाई शाह के पास कई पोस्ट कार्ड है, धन्यवाद कि आपके एफर्ट से ये रोडवेज ने किराया कम कर दिया, हम आम लोगों की आपने इतनी बड़ी मदद की, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। और मनु भाई को लगा, वाह, जीवन में पहली बार रियल हैप्पीनेस आई, खुशी मिल गई। उसके बाद उन्होंने कंटिन्यूअसली अपने आप को इसी काम के लिए समर्पित कर दिया, क्योंकि उनको लगा कि यस, आई एम एबल टू गेट द रियल हैप्पीनेस ऑफ लाइफ। फिर उन्होंने कंज्यूमर्स के इंटरेस्ट के, कई उपभोक्ताओं के लिए कई केसेस लड़े। हर केस वो बड़ी शिद्दत के साथ लड़ते और कंज्यूमर्स को जस्टिस दिलवाते। ये काम वो कई समय करते रहे, पूरी तरह से इसी काम समर्पित हो गए। अपना ऑफिस भी छोड़ दिया, अपना ऑर्गेनाइजेशन भी छोड़ दिया, जॉब भी छोड़ दिया, फुल्ली इसी में डिवोट हो गए। और उन्होंने कंज्यूमर एजुकेशन रिसर्च सेंटर नामक एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन खड़ा किया, जो पूरी तरह कंज्यूमर्स की प्रोटेक्शन के लिए काम करने लग गया। उन्होंने गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को लिखा कि कंज्यूमर्स की सुरक्षा के लिए कानून बनाया जाए, और उनके एफर्ट से कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट पास हुआ 1986 में। और उसके बाद कंज्यूमर मूवमेंट बहुत अच्छे लेवल पर भारत में काम करने लगा। तो मेरे कहने का मतलब ये, मनु भाई शाह was able to find true purpose of his existence. He was able to find something which could give him happiness. He was able to connect to the world in a better way. He was able to contribute to the world in a better way. And he started the consumer movement. Really, real happiness comes in this way. कितने भी बड़ी कंपनी के जनरल मैनेजर बन जाएं, रियल हैप्पीनेस नहीं मिलता। लेकिन अगर आपके कारण से, आपके एफर्ट से कुछ लोगों के चेहरे पर मुस्कुराहट आ जाती है, दुनिया एक बेहतर दुनिया बन जाती है, जमाने की कुछ प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाती है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली यू फील हैप्पीनेस, इजंट इट? और अगर आपको हैप्पीनेस मिलती है तो मैं कहता हूं इट इज अ ग्रेट अचीवमेंट, क्योंकि रियल हैप्पीनेस ऐसे ही नहीं मिलती। रियल हैप्पीनेस बड़ी मुश्किल से मिलती है। रियल हैप्पीनेस के लिए मनु भाई की तरह आपको भी बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ती है। तो आप भी कोशिश करके देखिए, क्या पता आपको भी बहुत ज्यादा हैप्पीनेस मिल जाए, बहुत ज्यादा खुशियां मिल जाए। कोशिश करके देखिए, डिफिकल्ट है बट it is achievable. People have achieved it and achieved it in a very short period of time also. तो हो सकता है you are younger people, you can achieve happiness in a much shorter period of time and create wonderful things around. ऐसा संभव है, and if it is possible, it is done. You can do it also. If others can do it, you can also do it, isn't it? So we all should strive for this kind of thing, and this kind of thing can help us. We must try to tell our students to be social entrepreneurs. We must connect our students to social entrepreneurs. We must immerse our students into social entrepreneurship. We must take our students for industrial visit to social entrepreneurs. आप अपने बच्चों को इंडस्ट्रियल विजिट पे ले जाते हैं ना, अभी कहाँ ले जाते हैं? अभी किसी फैक्ट्री में ले जाते हैं, अभी किसी ऑर्डिनरी प्लेस पे ले जाते हैं। अब आपको ले जाना ही है एक से एक बेहतरीन सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योर है, एक से एक बेहतरीन ग्रेट इंस्टीट्यूशंस, उन इंस्टीट्यूशंस में ले जाइए। आपके स्टूडेंट जब किसी सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योर से रूबरू होंगे, आपके स्टूडेंट्स इतने जोश से भर जाएंगे, आगे आपको कुछ करना नहीं, आपने इतना कर दिया ना, इतना तो बहुत है। एवरी सिटी हैज प्लेंटी ऑफ सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योर। भारत में तो हर शहर में इतने जबरदस्त सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हैं। यू कैन टेक देम टू, you can take your students to any social entrepreneur in any city, right? We have plenty of social entrepreneurs in every city. You meet with them. You yourself will be fully charged and your students will be highly motivated. मैं ऐसे ही अपने स्टूडेंट्स के बारे में बताता हूँ। मुझे अपने स्टूडेंट्स को एक बार इंडस्ट्रियल विजिट के लिए ले जाना था। जयपुर रक्स के बारे में बहुत पढ़ रखा था, जयपुर रक्स के बारे में बहुत सुन रखा था। जयपुर रक्स की कुछ कहानियां ली, किस तरह से जयपुर रक्स फाउंडेशन हजारों लोगों की जिंदगी में पॉजिटिविटी फैला रहा है, वो कहानियां बच्चों को सुनाई। और फिर हम जयपुर रक्स गए, जयपुर रक्स का इंडस्ट्रियल विजिट किया। नंदकिशोर चौधरी जो जयपुर रक्स के फाउंडेशन है, उनके साथ बच्चों का रूबरू सेशन, आमने सामने सेशन हुआ। 10 मिनट का सेशन होना था, 1 घंटे लग गए। इधर बच्चे क्वेश्चन पूछते, उधर जयपुर रक्स के नंदकिशोर चौधरी जी अपना उत्तर देते। 1 घंटे के बाद मुझे ही विराम करना पड़ा। मैंने कहा बहुत समय हो गया है, आपका समय हमने 10-15 मिनट के लिए लिया, 1 घंटे से ऊपर समय हो गया है और ये विराम अपने आप तो लेगा नहीं, इसलिए मैं सब बच्चों को बोलता हूँ कृपया करके आप इस सेशन को विराम देते हैं। अब तो बहुत आनंद मिला और उन बच्चों के अंदर इतना जोश, इतनी पॉजिटिविटी, उनको एक रोल मॉडल मिल गया। अगर सीईओ बनना है तो कैसा बनना है? नंदकिशोर चौधरी जैसा बनना है। अगर एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना है तो कैसा बनना है? नंदकिशोर चौधरी जैसा बनना है। अगर बिजनेस खड़ा करना है तो कैसा बिजनेस खड़ा करना है? ऐसा बिजनेस खड़ा करना है जिससे हजारों लोगों की जिंदगी को पॉजिटिविटी से भर सके। तो ये काम संभव है और बड़ा आसान है। इट्स नॉट डिफिकल्ट, इट्स वेरी इजी। जितना आसानी से मैं आपको कह रहा हूं उतना ही आसानी से किया जा सकता है। दुनिया में सच्चाई के रास्ते बड़े आसान होते हैं। जीवन में कुछ पॉजिटिविटी करना है, करने की कोशिश करिए, बहुत आसान है, कोई मुश्किल नहीं है। These are very easy paths, very simple path, very, I mean, no competition, no nothing. बदमाशियां बड़ी मुश्किल काम होती है। अगर आपको कोई गलत काम करना है तो वो बड़ा मुश्किल काम है। लोगों से छुप छुप के करना पड़ता है, लोगों से डर डर के रहना पड़ता है, हर पल सजग रहना पड़ता है। The path that I am suggesting is very easy path, no complication anywhere. Take the simple route. That's what I am suggesting you. लोग उसको कर नहीं रहे, क्यों नहीं कर रहे पता नहीं मुझे। आप करिए, बड़ा मजा मिलेगा, मजा आएगा। मैं तो कर रहा हूं, and I'm finding it very easy. If I can do it, I think everybody can do it, and everybody should do it. So easy path. आप स्टूडेंट को इंटर्नशिप के लिए प्रेरित करते हैं, इंटर्नशिप करवाते हैं, उनसे प्रोजेक्ट्स करवाते हैं, सीरियस प्रोजेक्ट्स करवाइए, अच्छे प्रोजेक्ट। नंदकिशोर चौधरी साहब का जयपुर रक्स है, रियल ग्रेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, उसमें करवाइए काम। अपना घर है, रियल ग्रेट सोशल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, उसके लिए काम करवाइए। स्टूडेंट्स विल बी रियली हैप्पी। अगर स्टूडेंट्स एक अच्छी जगह अपनी इंटर्नशिप करता है, यकीन मानिए आप एक ग्रेट ह्यूमन बीइंग, एक ग्रेट सोशल लीडर समाज को दे रहे हैं। थोड़ा सा मोटिवेट करना पड़ेगा आपको स्टूडेंट को, और इट्स वर्थ इट, इट्स वर्थ। अगर आपके कहने पर एक स्टूडेंट, मैंने ऐसा करके देखा, हमारे एक स्टूडेंट हैं, उनका नाम है प्रमोद गुप्ता। मेरे रिक्वेस्ट पर उसने ग्रेटेस्ट, उस समय के ग्रेटेस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, सोशल डेवलपमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में उन्होंने इंटर्नशिप किया अपना, और फिर इतने ज्यादा इंस्पायर्ड हो गए उस इंटर्नशिप से कि पूरी लाइफ सोशल डेवलपमेंट के लिए समर्पित कर दी उसने। पूरी जिंदगी, प्रमोद गुप्ता को कम से कम मेरे ख्याल से काम करते हुए 20 साल हो गए हैं। वो 20 साल से आई बैंक एसोसिएशन के लिए काम कर रहा है, आई बैंक एसोसिएशन ऑफ इंडिया। पूरे भारत के अंदर हजारों आई डोनेशन में उसका कंट्रीब्यूशन है। अभी भी वो आई बैंक एसोसिएशन के साथ में सीनियर मैनेजर या जनरल मैनेजर, पता नहीं, उस पोस्ट पे काम कर रहा है। पूरी लाइफ उसने एक ही गोल के लिए समर्पित कर दी। मेरे एक और विद्यार्थी हैं प्रमोद शर्मा, उन्होंने भी इसी तरह लिया, पहले इंटर्नशिप की और अच्छी इंटर्नशिप की, इतना मजा आया कि पूरी लाइफ फिजिकली चैलेंज लोगों की सेवा में समर्पित कर दी, एनवायरनमेंट के लिए समर्पित कर दी, एनवायरनमेंट के लिए। और अभी भी किसी एनवायरनमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जनरल मैनेजर के रूप में कार्य कर रहा है, और बड़ा आनंद आ रहा है उसको। और कभी कभार बात भी होती है तो मुझे भी वो धन्यवाद देता है, रीइंफोर्स करता हूं, अपने आप को धन्यवाद देता हूं कि विद्यार्थियों को एक ऐसी राह दिखाई कि ये विद्यार्थी इस देश के लिए इतने मजबूत पिलर्स बन गए हैं, इस देश की सेवा के लिए समर्पित हो गए हैं। ये बड़ा काम किया। मैं अभी अपनी पीठ को थपथपाता हूं कि एक अच्छा काम कर लिया मैंने। तो जब मेरे जैसा साधारण शिक्षक ये काम कर सकता है, तो मेरे ख्याल से हर शिक्षक ये कर सकता है। तो मैं आप सबको ये रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहता हूं कि अपने अंदर के शिक्षक को इस दिशा में डालिए, अपने हर विद्यार्थी को सोशल इनोवेटर बनाइए, सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योर बनाइए। और मुझे उम्मीद है आने वाले समय में हमारे देश के अंदर इतने सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योर्स होंगे, इतने सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योर्स होंगे कि समस्याएं ही खत्म हो जाएगी। कोई नई समस्याएं आएगी, समस्याओं का तो आना जाना जारी रहेगा, लेकिन ये समस्याएं हमारे सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योर्स चुटकियों में मिटा देंगे। क्योंकि ये समस्याएं बनी भी इसलिए है कि हमें से कोई व्यक्ति सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योर बने, इन समस्याओं का समाधान करे, और इन समस्याओं का समाधान करके एक आनंद की अनुभूति ले कि यस, एक समस्या आई थी और उस समस्या का हमने समाधान कर दिया।